Humpty, I would love to hear a bit about who you are. I mean, I know, but for our viewers today, who you are, what your project is, and a little bit about your background.
Sure. So, I mean, I've been building this space since 2016. In 2021, I started Crypto Sapiens, which is a media initiative that started as a podcast. Eventually, we created an incubator where we were supporting creators, started their first podcast and newsletters, met you.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of really wonderful experiences helping creators grow. In 2020, where are we at now? We're 25. So in 24.
What year is it?
Yeah, what year are we?
Where am I?
27. You confused me. Really took a deep dive into on-chain media and learned that there were some viral loops that you can leverage to grow your content on-chain and to be able to monetize it too. So we leaned into that information that we had gathered, and in 2025 really are trying to help creators grow on-chain.
So Humpty, I got to give you your flowers, man. I mean, you are the one that first initially invited me onto the Bankless DAO Crypto Sapiens podcast. I 100% would I say this whenever I talk to you, know this, you know the flowers are incoming. I would have not really gotten as comfortable being on camera and doing media and podcasting. So you really were the catalyst to kind of bring me into that. But deep down, I knew it's something I wanted to do and explore, but you kind of gave me that platform for that. So I just want to say thank you. And I'm curious if you could kind of go over how the Crypto Sapiens podcast is kind of a launch pad for creators.
So first of all, you are incredibly talented. And I think we've talked about this a lot, that you came in, with this energy that you wanted to build something that was bigger than yourself. And my job was really just to facilitate the tools, the production tools for you to be able to develop that knowledge that you now actually, I think, are doing in such an incredible way. So what I've seen you do here at A New Day One is something that is incredibly, I think, unique to you, but more importantly, something that many people that even want to do this don't necessarily can follow through. So you have that, not just that desire to do something, but you execute at a very high level.
Wow, well, that makes
a facilitator, really.
I'm just like over the moon right now. Yeah. And you know what I think it is? It's just a willingness to show up. I think that's really having that grit and just doing something over and over. You eventually get the muscle memory, and you know what I mean? And we could show maybe some B-roll of like the vintage content I used to make. Yeah, so we've come a long way from the ums. I've definitely grown and learned how to pause more, and I've grown a lot of skills when it comes to doing this kind of stuff. And I just generally feel more confident, but it did start from those early days, just getting behind the camera over and over. So you were there for that, and thank you for just being a catalyst on this journey. And I'm curious, like, what your advice would be to anyone that wants to become a creator on chain.
Just do it. Don't be afraid of, being perfect. No one's going to be perfect day one. Right.
In fact, imperfections are good, I realize.
Absolutely.
Because it means you're not AI, you're human.
You're going to learn also what makes you kind of you in front of the camera. And sometimes those things are the things that really attract your audience.
Yeah. Like the little peccadillos and quirks, it's like, that's actually refreshing and humanizing for people. So I've learned to not aim for perfection, but just be me, right? And develop your brand, develop your confidence. Thank you so much for your part in my journey, creating on-chain media. And I'm just so proud of you for continuing to do what you love, for doing Crypto Sapiens, and so many other projects, by the way. I realize, like, this man's a unicorn. So why don't we close with just letting people know where they can find you and how they can connect with you?
Well, I'm on Farcaster primarily, or on the Base app from now on, at Humpty0x or Humpty.eth. And where you can find any work that I'm going to be doing in the future is at onchaincreators.xyz. That's where I'm going to be running the newsletter that's dedicated for creators. That's where I'm going to be running the events around the world together with Base, and at Dev Connect, which is coming up soon, where we're going to be helping the creative community learn how to go on-chain.
Incredible.
Stay Base!